My good people, my good people. Hello, world. I'd like to welcome y'all back to the show that's hot with your boy Rob Scott. This is Rob's 2 cents. What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in this evening, man, on this lovely Tuesday evening. We got a lot that has happened and a lot that's going on. We saw some great games in the NFL and in college football this past weekend. We saw an awesome game one start to the WNBA finals. I'm going to touch on that a little bit between the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty. My girl, Lady Mamba. That's my nickname, by the way. I don't want to hear nobody take it. I don't want to hear nobody take it. Also, the NBA is back, baby, and we are geeked. We're starting now to see how things are going to shape out. We're getting our first look at some of these awesome rookies like Victor Wembanyama. We're gonna get a chance to see Scoot Henderson and some other breakout guys. We're gonna see my boy Hogan, Chet Hogan. Is he gonna finally be able to make a statement? Coming back from that injury. And man, is Zion gonna be the Zion that we expect to see? Man, there's a lot going on, man. They play tonight, I believe. The Pelicans do. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning into that afterwards, man. But you know what I always tell y'all, man, kick your feet back. What I'm saying? Relax, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, my boy Calvin? Welcome to the stream, my boy. I appreciate you for joining in. Kick your feet up, sit back, relax, get your favorite drink, get your favorite smoke, and tune in for the hottest sports conversation in the nation. This is Rob's 2 cents. And before I get into sports, before I get into anything, I had a tremendous thing happen to me over this past week. I got a chance to go see Dave Chappelle live in person at the United Center, the home that MJ built. Man, he was hilarious. All of the acts were hilarious, man. Let me tell you. If you haven't go see Dave Chappelle, if he's coming to your city, make sure you go get tickets. Go check him out. But that wasn't even a highlight of my experience. I got to meet this gentleman right here, Jose Sanders. In case you guys don't know who Jose Sanders is, man, he's a huge public figure with ABC News. All my Chicago folks, you probably seen him doing the New Year specials. He's been a personality for ABC News for years now. I got a chance to meet him, but I also got a chance to meet him. I got a chance to meet the Magic Man. And just let me tell you guys something, man. I jumped out the gym. You hear me? I made sure he had my card. I made sure his business manager had my card. I told him about Rob's 2 cents. I'm hoping one day I can get Magic Johnson to be on this very show. He got my info. He sounded like he liked what I was talking about. You never know, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a young man out here trying to get to it, man. But I got to meet that man, and it was an amazing experience getting to see not one of the greatest NBA legends ever, but just a great overall person, a legend in life, with his business acumen. I work for a company. We build trade shows, we build events, we build activations, we build all type of things. And the show that we happen to build, this event that we happen to build, was for the Chicago Treasurer's Office called BWTT, Building Wealth Today for Tomorrow. And Magic Johnson happened to be a guest speaker there to speak to the people about wealth and how to generate it and how to hold on to your money and what to invest in and things like that. So it was an amazing experience, being able to rub elbows with just some of the greats in the world, man. And again, got to talk to Jose Sanders. Jose, man, I hope you continue your fight against cancer, brother. It was great seeing you, 2-time survivor. We're gonna make it 3-time, baby, God willing. And our thoughts and prayers are always with you. But enough with the bushy gushy, man. Y'all came here to talk sports, and that's what we got to talk about. I noticed you noticed that I got this Bears hat on, right? You notice that I got this Bears. I know y'all seen the clip last week. I just got tired. I just threw the damn hat on the ground. The Bears were just irritating my soul. But I have something to admit, y'all. My name is Rob Scott, and I'm a toxic Bears fan. Because we on the comeback, baby. We on the comeback, baby. Did you see Justin Fields out there against the Washington Commanders? That boy was looking like the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Justin Fields out there. You get a touchdown. You get another touchdown. You get another touchdown. And then you can get one, too. I mean, that boy was out there throwing dimes, boy. And the final score, the Bears went against the Washington Commanders on Thursday Night Football to kick us off for the weekend festivities. Final score: Chicago 40, Washington 20. My boy Justin Fields went crazy, 15 of 29 from the field, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also came with 11 carries, 57 yards on the day on the ground. No interceptions. Did you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? Justin Fields threw no interceptions. Man, what's up, my boy Wayne? How you feeling, baby? I appreciate you for jumping on. Hey, tell Pops I got nothing but love for him, baby. Hey, and I'm telling y'all, man, make sure y'all comment, baby. This is an interactive show. This is how we get down. Justin Fields in his last 2 games, let me tell you something about our quarterback. In his last 2 games, he's thrown for 617 yards. He's had 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. I mean, DJ Moore on the day, 8 receptions for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's about damn time, Chicago. I've been preaching, I've been yelling, I've been frustrated. The fact that you go pay $60 million for a playmaking DJ Moore, for a guy to be your number 1 wide receiver, and you do not throw him the ball. I mean, for the first 3 games of the season, Lord Jesus, I said, what you gonna get him for? You still looking for Moody? You still looking for weak ass Claypool? We're gonna get to him in a second. Why you go get a playmaker you not use him? And finally, I don't know if it was Matthew Eberflus, Coach Eberflus, if it was our horrible offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy. I don't know who heard my beck and cry. But finally, somebody said, let's use the damn playmaker that we went to go get and pay all this money for from Carolina. It is about time. I think this is back-to-back games that DJ Moore has had over 800 yards receiving. Broke 230 this game with 3 touchdowns. That's what you want out your number 1 receiver. So feed him the damn ball, Lord Jesus. I'm telling you, boy, Chicago boy make you have a heart attack. As I mentioned to all my new viewers coming in today, my name is Robert Scott, and I am a Toxic Bear fan. And I believe this is the right route that we want to go in. Everybody has been giving their 2 cents, not Rob's 2 cents, but they've been giving their 2 cents on should the Bears go after Caleb Williams. And I have to tell you guys something. I love Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is a dog. We're talking about a guy who can possibly become a back-to-back Heisman winner. He is a dog. But I think we have a dog already in Justin Fields. I've seen some great things from Justin Fields. I don't care who you put behind that offensive line. If you're not providing the quarterback the protection, you can have Tom Brady back there. It ain't gonna matter if the defense is, as soon as he called height, the defense is in your face. As I mentioned, if the offensive line would start 67, they wouldn't be able to block nothing. You're getting all calls. I'm telling you, that offensive line blocks nothing. And our defense played a little bit better, was able to make a statement against the Commanders. But again, I know Sam Howell has been playing well this year. The Commanders gave Philadelphia Eagles everything they could have last week, but that's still Sam Howell. That's still the Washington Commanders. You better come out here and make a statement against this team. But I'm glad that Chicago finally beat the team that they're supposed to beat. We're supposed to beat Denver. You see Denver go ahead and lose to the Jets. How you lose to the Jets? How you lose to a team 31-21 and they didn't score now 1 offensive touchdown? You tell me that. And that's the team we lost to. That got something deeper to do than Justin Fields. That's coaching issues. That's offensive play calling. That's defensive play calling. That's not having your team prepared to go to battle. Justin Fields is not our problem, Chicago. I say after this year, if we don't finish at least 500, Luke Getsy got to go. And I'm glad people starting to agree. My boy Trav, man, I appreciate you for watching the show, brother. I agree with you. Keep Fields. I'm telling you, it'll be like every other Chicago team. He's a proven QB. If he goes somewhere else, he's going to be a star. That's like every Chicago team. We let go of Ron Artest. He go wins a ring. We let go of Jamal Crawford. He becomes a perennial 6-man of the year. We let go of Tyson Chandler. He goes and wins a ring. Hell, even Eddie Curry won a damn ring with the Miami Heat. Everybody we let go, they just seem to go get better. Look at Laurie Marketing right now with the Utah Jazz. I'm just saying that's what Chicago teams do. We let go of these players without developing them. And then they go somewhere else and develop and become rising stars. So all I'm asking the Chicago Bears to do is develop Justin Fields and put the right protection around him. You already made the first step. You're getting them some weapons. DJ Moore is a stud at wide receiver. He's our number one. He's fast, he can catch the ball, and he's reliable. Cole Kmet is finally starting to step into his own as a tight end. I think going to get Robert Tonyan from the Green Bay Packers, even though he hasn't seen the field that much this year, it's been a huge help to a Cole Kmet to really learn how to play the tight end position. I'm telling you right now, man, it's Bears team, man. We might be cooking up something. We just got to get the right cooks in the kitchen. Because right now, the chefs that's in the kitchen right now, they ain't cooking too good. Get out of Justin Fields' ear and let that boy play. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, and before I get off the Bears, excuse me, needed a sip of the H2O. They traded Chase Claypool to Miami for a 2025 seventh round pick, and also a 2025. Also, they traded him to Miami along with the seventh round pick, and then we received the 2025 sixth round pick. So we glad Chase Claypool is gone because Claypool he sat up here, he talked about the coaching staff, he almost wanted to talk about Justin Fields. It seems that he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. You go ahead and go to Miami. Now the sad part is he's gonna go to Miami. The Miami Dolphins are gonna play the Bears, and let me tell you something. Claypool might put up 125 yards on us. He might put up 125 yards on us. I'm just saying. That's just how it go. That's just how it go if you're Chicago. But right now, I'm gonna be the toxic Bear fan that I am, and I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this victory, man. I got nothing but love for the Bears, man. Come on now, bear down, baby. Hey, what's going on, my boy? What's going on, baby? I appreciate you for hollering that in, boy. Hey, we'll have to talk some business later, baby. We'll definitely talk, man. I appreciate you for tuning in, though, my boy. But yeah, man, let's get straight to it, man. Our next subject on here, man, we're going to go around the NFL top team rundown, man. Let's talk about the 49ers versus Cowboys, man, as the 49ers put a whipping on the Cowboys. Now, everybody's been talking about how this defense of the Cowboys been looking good, and they have been looking good against really inferior teams. Let me tell you something right now. You can beat up on the Giants. You can beat up on the Jets. Hell, I just mentioned that the Jets just beat the Denver Broncos and they ain't scored not one offensive touchdown. When you have a top tier defense like the Cowboys have, you're going to beat up on all the lower tier teams. But what happens when that defense gets put to the test with a high powered offense? That's exactly what we saw this past Sunday night as they headlined Sunday Night Football because the San Francisco 49ers came in, they saw, they conquered, they dominated. They went crazy on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about Brock. Hey, what you know my new nickname for Brock Purdy? Brock my game so Purdy. That's what his name is now. Brock my game so Purdy because Brock was out there getting it happening. 17 to 24 from the field, 252 yards in the air, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Gave George Kittle the hat trick as he scored 3 touchdowns on the day. And let me show you what George Kittle did. This dude is hilarious. He pops up. George Kittle is hilarious. Oh, I got to get that footage for y'all. My man's had an F Cowboy shirt on, bro. Let me tell y'all something. It was hilarious. Let me see if I can share my screen with y'all real quick, man. Let's share the screen. Let's share the screen. Look at my man's out here with the F Cowboy shirt on, man. I said you wilding out, my boy. Hey, I love George Kittle, man. Let me tell you something. George Kittle is a nut. Hey, but that's what happened when you put 3 touchdowns on somebody tater top. You can go out there and you can talk your shit. Hey, Dak Prescott, horrible from the day. 14 to 24 from the field, only 153 yards in the air, 1 touchdown, 3 INTs. That's what Dak Prescott does. Every time you think that the Cowboys are getting ready to make it to the next level, they are always getting held down by their quarterbacks. We looked before, it was Tony Romo. Everybody thought Dallas was ready to make that next step. It's been Tony Romo that was holding them back. Now you look up, it's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott cannot play when the lights are the brightest. You threw 3 interceptions. You came into this game being one of the top teams, not just in the NFC East, but in the NFC period. And you came in and you laid down and you cradled in the corner to the San Francisco 49ers. Hell, you know why I say it was Brock Purdy's day? Because Christian McCaffrey only had one rushing touchdown. Now, granted, this is his fourth consecutive touchdown, no, 14th consecutive touchdown in 14 games. I'm talking about he's going to score at least one touchdown a game. This is his 14th consecutive game scoring at least one touchdown. And let me tell you something right now. Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey are undefeated at San Francisco 49ers. Since they've started, every game that they played and they started, they have not lost. You got to take away the playoffs last year. Remember, both guys got hurt. Purdy got knocked out the game. C-Mac was knocked out the game. Every game that they played and they started, they have won. And I'm telling you right now, that's not an aberration. That's not something that you're looking at. That's a mirage. This is the real deal. The San Francisco 49ers, to me, after week 5 in the NFL, they are the best team in the league right now, being one of the only two unbeatens left in the league. I'm telling you guys right now, I think San Francisco is cooking up something nice. They got them boys over there in Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and Greenlaw. The defenders is ready to get it happening. Trent Williams over there protected by Purdy. Brock Purdy didn't get touched. I mean, I don't even think Dallas even got their fingertips on Brock Purdy. That boy just stood clean in the pocket and picked them boys apart. San Francisco looking good right now. I think they're the best team in the league. Speaking of Miami, as I talked about Chase Claypool going to them earlier, they're now back on the winning track as they defeated the Giants 31-16. I'm telling you guys something right now. That boy Tua is good. I made a joke as I did a reel last week and said Tua was getting back in his Alabama bag. I mean, he got some fast cheaters out there, don't he? He got Jalen Waddle, who gave him 5 receptions for 35 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 8 receptions, 181 yards, one touchdown. Devin Akane, 11 carries for 151 yards and one touchdown. The only thing is, Kane has went down with an injury. So I think he has a knee injury. They saying he can miss the next couple of weeks. I think Miami's getting ready to put him on the injury reserve, which is, they still got Mostert over there. He's a veteran running back in this league. He can get the job done. He's had his fair share of games over 100 yards carrying the ball. But, losing our Kane is tough. You're going to be putting a lot on your veteran. We're talking about a guy who's used to probably getting 15 to 20 carries a game. Now you're saying you're going to be getting about 25, 30. 35 carries a game. That's a lot to put on your veteran. And you don't want to work him like a workhorse, but hey, next man up. One man goes down, next man up. I think Miami will be A-OK. Daniel Jones also left in the fourth quarter with a neck injury. Remember, it was a neck injury that ended his season early back in 2021. Right now, I don't think there's any timetable for his return. I think the coaches were saying they hope it's not too serious. Daniel Jones, of course, being a sport about it, say he's been here before. He understands, what's going on and what he needs to do to get himself rehab and get himself back on the field quicker. So I thought some prayers with Daniel Jones, man. Neck injuries are never nothing to joke about. Never nothing to kid with, man. Especially during that spinal in that spinal region. You always want these players to go out there, play their hardest, but be able to go back home with their families safe and sound. We keep this thing going, man. Philly looked strong against the Rams as they defeated the Rams 23-14. Matthew Stafford had a pretty decent game, 21 to 37 from the field, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Rams welcomed back Cooper Kupp, which was a welcome sight, and that man did not disappoint. The former Triple Crown winner did not disappoint. This receiver put up some numbers as he had 8 receptions for 118 yards. Talk about coming back off an injury and making a statement. That's my boy Cooper Kupp. But right now, Philadelphia, they're just one of those teams that's just consistent, like reliable. They're not flashy. You know what Philly is going to do. They're going to come in there. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play some strong defense. Jalen Hurts is going to hurt you when he gets his opportunities. But for the most part, they just going to beat you up. Philly is a very physical team. And that's exactly what happened. Jalen Hurts was 25 and 38 for the day. He had one touchdown through one interceptions. Mistakes happen, but he came right back, 15 carries for 72 yards and one touchdown. That's your quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, with 72 yards on the ground and one touchdown. A.J. Brown doing this thing, 6 receptions, 127 yards. Dallas Goedert, 8 receptions, 117 yards, one touchdown. That's what Philly do. They're consistent. They continue to fly under the radar. Everybody talks about San Francisco. Everybody talks about Dallas. Everybody talks about Miami. Nobody is mentioning Philly. And Philly is just flying under that radar, and they are the second of the unbeaten teams in the NFL right now. Philly is going to be a tough out for anybody, especially considering the fact that when you ground and pound the ball like that, when you're carrying the ball for so many yards, you're going to not only control the field, you're controlling the time of possession, and you're keeping the ball out of opposing offense's hands. That's the magic of running the ball. And Philly does it by committee. You don't know who's going to run with the ball. You don't know if it's going to be Jalen Hurts. You don't know if it's going to be Devon. What's my man's name? Swift. You don't know. You don't know who it's going to be. And right now, Jalen Hurts has to be the best QB sneak quarterback in the league because they on the goal line. You can put it on your ticket on FanDuel or DraftKings, whatever you may play. He gonna score that touchdown. Eagles continue to win on. And Buffalo, though, this is a thing. Though Buffalo loses in London to the Jacksonville Jaguars 25-20. Josh Allen 27 to 40 on the day, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, one interception, including one rushing touchdown. Stephon Diggs had 8 receptions for 121 yards and one touchdown. Gabe Davis had 6 receptions for 100 yards and one touchdown. You say, why did Buffalo lose to Jacksonville? Well, it wasn't because Trevor Lawrence was 25 and 37 for 315 yards and one touchdown. He also had 2 fumbles and one lost fumble. You know, he continues to be a turnover machine as a quarterback. And then my boy Travis Etienne had 26 carries for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley had 7 receptions for 102 yards, 122 yards. It wasn't because of that. You know why Buffalo continues to lose? Buffalo continues to lose because they don't put any development into their run game. I'm sorry. When Josh Allen is throwing 40 passes, I don't care how good and how accurate a quarterback is. You want to hear my 2 cents? Let me give you Rob's 2 cents. Buffalo will continue to make it to the playoffs and not win anything until they understand they need a run game. You need a run game in the National Football League. Don't let these analysts, don't let these coaches, don't let these scouts tell you that the running back position means nothing in the NFL. It most certainly does. Every Super Bowl team. Hell, look at the great Tom Brady. What did those New England Patriots teams have? They had a consistent run game and a great defense. I don't care how great your quarterback is. I don't care how great your receivers are. You can have Randy Moss on one side and have Terrell Owens on the other side. I'm telling you guys something that's true and that's fact. You know why Shannon Sharp's Denver Broncos teams were so great? Because they had Terrell Davis. That's what happens when you have a consistent running game. You want to know why the Colts beat us in that 2006 Super Bowl when they beat the Chicago Bears? It's because they had Edgerrin James. That's what happens when you have a great running game. If you are afraid of the opponent's offense, that run game is going to null and void it. Because now, the more I hold on to the ball, the more I control time of possession, is the longer I keep the ball out of your hands and I take less pressure off my defense. Buffalo defense right now, they're hurting. They don't have Von Miller. They've been losing guys all year. And then you look at the offensive side of the ball, they know you're gonna get the ball to Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. They know this already. I know this. I'm not a coach, and I'm watching the game like, oh, here goes another pass to Stephon Diggs. There's another pass to Gabe Davis, and both of these guys had over 100 yards receiving for the day, and you still lose by 5 points. That's what happens when you don't have a run game, ladies and gentlemen. That's just Rob's 2 cents. Buffalo ain't winning nothing until they get that run game together. The Chiefs stand strong against the Minnesota Vikings. Just give y'all a quick rundown of the top teams that played in the NFL this past Sunday. The Chiefs stand strong against the Minnesota Vikings as they defeated the Vikings 27-20. Pat Mahomes, old reliable, 31 to 41 on the day, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelsey, 10 receptions for 67 yards and one touchdown. My only question with the Chiefs, because I expected them to beat the Vikings. And speaking of the Vikings, Justin Jefferson left the game in the fourth quarter with a hamstring injury after slipping on the field. If you guys seen that game, Travis Kelsey he didn't injure his hamstring, but he had a similar slippage on the field early in that game. I don't like Minnesota's field. I think y'all trying to take out players. I don't want to put that stigma on Minnesota. But now Justin Jefferson, he's been placed on injury reserve. They said he's going to be gone for about a month with this hamstring injury. That spells nothing but trouble against the Vikings, for the Vikings. But that does say that the Bears, we have a chance when we play Minnesota. We're going to take you out. When you ain't got Justin Jefferson, you're in trouble, Lord Jesus. But let me get back to the matter at hand. My question with the Kansas City Chiefs. Who's gonna be that second receiver that steps up to help Travis Kelsey? In order for the Chiefs to be able to be back-to-back Super Bowl champions, they too are gonna have to get that run game. I know they got Isaiah Pacheco, and he's a pretty good back. He's reliable. But I think right now with Kansas is they don't have anybody other than Travis Kelsey. You look, you ask yourself, who's gonna help with that workload? Is it gonna be Kadarius Toney? Is it gonna be Sky Moore? Is it gonna be Justin Watson? Who is it gonna be? Valdez Scanlon? Who is going to step up and help Travis Kelsey with the bulk of this work? Because right now, I'm telling you, with the way that the Chiefs are playing, they're going to be able to beat these lesser teams like Minnesota. You saw what happened when they played a good team at the beginning of the year and they didn't have Travis Kelsey. Detroit is a pretty decent team this year, and they came out and they punched them right in the mouth. We're going to talk about Detroit in a second because I think Detroit Lions are one of the top teams in the NFC right now because it looks like they clearly are going to win the North with no problem. They're not going to get any fight from us. They're not going to get any fight from Minnesota, and they're damn sure not going to get any fight from Green Bay. So I'm telling you right now, Detroit is looking good, but Detroit smacked Kansas City right in the mouth. First game of the season, opening night for the NFL season, first game out of all the games we've seen played. Detroit came and smacked Kansas City right in the mouth. That's what happens when you just relying on Kelsey. Now, that thing is, we saw Kelsey, like I mentioned, he had a similar injury. That I think he injured his foot. He wrapped it back up. He came out and continued to play. But as that adrenaline is going, you're able to come back out there on the field and play. But what's going to happen once you go home and you take that tape off and you put that foot up on that bed and that thing just blow up on you? We don't know if this is going to have a long term effect on Travis Kelsey. And I can tell you right now, the Kansas City Chiefs cannot afford to lose Travis Kelsey if they plan on repeating. But I'm telling you right now, either Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Justin Watson, Valdez Scanlon, Marquez Valdez Scanlon, somebody's gonna have to step up and be another go-to for Pat Mahomes because right now you're not getting past Miami, you're not getting past Buffalo. Hell, you might not even get past who's another good team in the AFC. I think I'm just going. Oh, might not even get past Cincinnati. Right now Cincinnati holds that top. I mean, has a advantage over Pat Mahomes during that regular season matchups. He has 3 victories to Pat Mahomes 1. So Joe Smoking Joe. Everybody call him Joe Cool. I call him Smoking Joe. He gonna be going in there looking for a problem if they play for the Kansas City Chiefs. Because right now Cincinnati is starting to change that momentum once again, like they did last year, and they starting to look good. You saw Jamar Chase just had a hat trick after he told everybody, "I'm always open." Joe Burrow say, "I see you there, my boy." And then I just mentioned the Lions, man. The Lions dominated the Panthers 42-24. Bryce Young had an okay game. He was 25 of 41, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Remember, this is the same Bryce Young y'all was saying to trade Justin Fields for. And that's what I'm saying. I don't care what quarterback you put back there behind that offensive line. They don't protect the quarterback. It doesn't matter. Justin Fields is not your problem. You got to get your defense in order. But Bryce Young was 25 and 41 for the day, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Adam Thielen had a turn back the clock type of game, 11 receptions, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. But let me tell you about these Detroit Lions, man. They are tough. Jared Goff has been playing out of his mind. He had 21 and 28 for 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. When Jared Goff start playing like that? When you start playing like that, Jared Goff? I said, "Oh Lord Jesus." I thought we had the NFC North in the bag. Detroit said, "You ain't got nothing in the bag." Them Lions are roaring right now. David Montgomery, another guy that we let go, Chicago. He's over there doing his thing in Detroit. 19 carries, 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Craig Reynolds had 7 carries, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. That's what's happening with Detroit. Detroit is beating you in different type of ways. Jared Goff is doing this thing in the air, but they also have a nice run game over there. And let me tell you about that defense, man. This kid, Aiden Hutchinson, watch out for him, man. I think he's defensive end. That he had 3 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. I mean, and the interception he caught was beautiful. I mean, he was literally at the line of scrimmage. Bryce Young tried to throw a screen. He just reached out, grabbed it. Damn, that's athletic for a defensive end. So I'm telling y'all, man, watch out for these Detroit Lions, man. And they did this without Jamar Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They weren't active during this game. So to do this without your best receiver and one of your budding running backs, one of your rising stars, Detroit is serious. And I think Detroit is for real. And that's my NFL rundown. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a deep breath, man. There's been a lot of football happening, man. I mean, we're now going into the second quarter. of the NFL season, man. We just had our first quarter. Remember, it's 17 games now in the NFL season, so anything can happen between now and playoffs. And right now, we cooking in the NFL, man. We starting to see teams for who they are, and we starting to see teams who are the pretenders, and like Coach said back with Arizona when the Bears beat them, they are who we thought they. We starting to see a lot of teams. They are who we thought they were, man. And I'm just loving football right now. I'm loving sports. Gotta go ahead and switch subjects though, man. Let's talk about Colorado, man. Colorado went against Arizona State this weekend, and they beat them in a thrilling fourth quarter matchup, 27-24. Shedeur Sanders on the day was 26 of 42 for 239 yards, one touchdown, one rushing touchdown, including the game-winning drive with 50 seconds left on the clock, in which he got down there rather quickly. And then my boy Mata, he told Coach Prime, "I don't miss," and he said, "Put me out there." And Coach Prime said, "Go ahead and shine, my boy." And he went out there and proceeded to hit that field goal. Now they beat Arizona State 27-24. And during that game, man, a lot of Arizona fans had a lot to say. And this was my boy Shedeur's response to him. You gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. You just hold it up on them. Just hold it up on. Boy, I wish I had an AP or something. Just hold it up on. That boy Shedeur is a bad boy. Let me tell you about Shedeur. Now, he's been telling people that he goes into Brady mode when it gets to these fourth quarter clutch close games. And he said, as long as you leave me enough time on the clock, I'm going to get the job done. Let me tell you guys something. He ain't lying. I just mentioned that Shedeur Sanders went 26 of 42 for 239 yards, one touchdown, and one rushing touchdown on the day. But let me tell you about his fourth quarter stats. Shedeur in the fourth quarter has had a 75.9% completion rate, throwing for 669 yards and 7 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown with no interceptions. Shedeur is showing he is as clutch as it gets. And finally, with pride, because the Colorado Buffs have now completely performed and overachieved on what people thought that they were going to do for a year. We're talking about a team that only won one game last year. Coach Prime came and said, "I'm bringing my luggage," and my luggage is Louis, and his luggage happened to be his son, which turned out to be one of the clutchest quarterbacks in college football today. And I hope he stayed one more year, just so when Coach Prime get them dogs, Shedeur is able to flex on them some more. Mr. Shedeur Sanders, that boy cold. And he gets the Rise 2 cents that boy Cold Award just for his clutchness up in the fourth quarter. I'm telling y'all, in the words of my boy Mace, if y'all don't watch It Is What It Is podcast with Mace and Camera, he called him Tupac Shedeur. And I'm telling y'all, Shedeur is here and he ain't going nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. Let him know, cuz. Let him know, cuz. Hey, he here in Colorado hot right now, man. We're going to keep this thing going. Thanks for watching, by the way. I got a new segment, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Goofball of the Week. Look at that. I made that. It looks funny, right? We're going to call this segment Goofball of the Week. And our first nominee for Goofball of the Week comes from the Miami Hurricanes as their head coach, Mario Cristobal, decided not to kneel the ball with like 30 seconds left, and Georgia Tech had no touchdowns. I want to show you how it played out. Y'all pay attention to the Goofball of the Week.
Here's Cheney. The straight ahead, tackled, and the ball popped out.
You got to read the clock. Read the card. To me,
Georgia Tech has it with 26 seconds left. Kyle Kennard comes up with the fumble.
You should not be running the football. You should be taking a knee. As long as you milk it all the way down, you don't need to be doing this, and you certainly don't need to be fighting for extra yards.
Singleton, the fastest of the receivers, to the top of the screen. Here's King from the pocket. Flush to his right with 6. 5. Going to loop it downfield. And ball is caught. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. With 1 second to go in the ball game, Christian Leary hauls it in.
Again, ladies and gentlemen. Goofball of the week. Now, I don't care if you never played football a day in your life. Everybody knows when you're down to 30 seconds left on the clock and you're up on the score and the opposing team has no touchdowns left, no timeouts left. You do not run the ball. You do your celebratory kneel and you go on to fight the next contender. But this idiot, and I hate to call people idiot, but it fits in this time. This idiot decides, no, we're going to get all the garbage yards we can. I have enough faith in my running back to complete the play. And we're going to run this clock out. And you see what happens. You see what happens. You fumble the ball. You give this team a little hope. And then they win 23-20. You lost to Georgia Tech when you had the game in the bag. That's why Coach Mario Cristobal, you are the goofball of the week, sir. Horrible coaching. And this is what he had to say after the game.
All right, good evening. Thank you for your patience. Obviously disappointing. A lot of different aspects. Obviously, again, just fell short in so many different ways. Battled. There were some signs of life. And not having a great first half, but coming out second half doing some things and falling behind and getting up again. And then at the end of the game, a chance to put it away. And should just tell them to take a knee, take a timeout right there, recalibrate, and just take a knee. And so gave them a chance, and they took advantage of it and scored. So it's that simple. Questions, please. You know, when the drive started, it was going to be at 157, you know, and we could burn about 127 off, and then it was recalibrated. I should have taken a timeout right there at the end. Thought he could get the first down, and you know, we talked about 2 hands on the ball, but that's not good enough. Just should have told him to take a knee in. That's it. Fumbled the ball at 25, and they went 75 yards in 2 plays. So, no excuse. What's that?
It was 3rd and 10 on that fumble play. Is that what you're saying, that you could have got the first down? Is that why you guys didn't go ahead and take a knee on that play?
We should have taken a knee. Okay.
Easy to say that now, ain't it? It was easy to say it then too, boy. Take a knee. Stop being greedy. You deserve that goofball of the week. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have a WNBA Finals game going on right now between the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty. Now, to give you a little history on this WNBA teams, during the regular season, I believe the New York Liberty owns the season series against the Las Vegas Aces. And it seemed to be that they had their number, and the Las Vegas Aces came out. And they came out swinging. Let me tell you guys something. Now, Tom Brady was in the audience. You know, he's the minority owner of the Las Vegas Aces. Chelsea Plum, who's one of the players from the Aces, finally looked at Tom Brady and said, finally, it's about time. And it's hilarious. You know, my boy finally showed up to support his team during the championship, man. And let me tell you something right now, man. The Aces did not disappoint. Asia Wilson gave you 19 points. 8 rebounds. Jackie Young, 26 points, including 9 of 15 from the field, 5 of 8 from the 3-point line. Kelsey Plum, 26 points, 10 and 19 from the field, and Chelsea Gray go ahead and say, I'll give you 20 points. I'll shoot 6 of 13 from the field, and I'll go 3 of 5 from distance. I'm telling you right now, the Las Vegas Aces came to play. This is going to be a best of 5 series. I believe that next game is tomorrow on the 11th. Make sure you guys tune in. The Aces are trying to go back to back. And shout out to Candace Parker. Candace Parker is on the Las Vegas Aces roster. She's a player on that roster. And if they win, she'll be looking as a three-time champion now. I believe she got one with the LA Sparks, one with us, the Chicago Sky. Now she'll have one with the Las Vegas Aces. Now I know, granted, she didn't do much with the Aces, but telling you, man, people underestimate veteran leadership, man. And Candace Parker is her. During her time, she used to dominate on that court. So I'm telling y'all, man, I'm looking out in this series, man. I think it's going to be a great series, and I'm definitely excited about seeing the finale of this series, man. I think I got the Aces winning. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I have the Aces going winning the series through 3-2. I think it's gonna be 3-2. I think it's gonna go all 5 games. I think Lady Mama's gonna come back and have a better game. Sabrina Nesco, as I mentioned, Lady Mama's the nickname I give, and I don't want to hear nobody call her anything else. She had a bad game. She was 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line, only 7 points. Brianna Stewart, the reigning MVP of the league, 21 points and 9 rebounds. I know New York knows they're gonna do better than that to go against this Becky Hammond coach team and the Las Vegas Aces. So definitely gonna be keeping my eye on this series, man. And I also promised you guys we're gonna have a video of the week. And my video of the week this week comes from USC. They were going against Arizona. We all know that thrilling game. USC was able to come back, win 43 to 41 in triple overtime. But this was just funny to me, just to set the scene for you guys, man. I've never seen a team do this. They kicked the punt to Arizona State, and then the members from USC then grabbed him to try to force him to touch the ball. As you guys know, once a player touches the ball after a punt, it's now a live ball and it's up for grabs for anybody. It was just hilarious to me, man. Check this out.
And it takes a very favorable USC bounce. That could have worked out a lot worse for the Trojans. Now what? Now the ball gets kicked by you.
They were more concerned with trying to throw the returner into the ball than just downing it and getting the field position.
I've never seen that before in my life. During that game, everybody else, they laughed and they laughed about it. Hey, Tim, I appreciate you for watching. Not gonna go that far. Colorado ain't taking that now, man. I think right now the scariest team in college football might be I don't want to say Georgia. I think Georgia is the pick that everybody wants to say. I don't think Georgia is the scariest team in football just because of their defense. Um, you might be looking at either Texas or you might be looking at Michigan. I think Michigan is tough right now. Under Coach Harbaugh, Michigan gonna be tough. I just don't see it happening, y'all. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. This has been a hell of a show, man. As always, I got nothing but love for y'all, man. Make sure you guys continue to like, subscribe, comment, man. Check your boy out. Look, man, I got so into the show. I forgot to put on my little ticker, man. You know what I'm saying? I was just so into the show. I just came straight out for it, man. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys for tuning in always. As I mentioned before, NBA season is back, man. We got some great things going on with the NBA. Your boy's gonna be now doing Tuesdays and Thursdays once the regular season begins. I believe we only got 2 weeks to go, man. Clay is looking like the old Clay. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard has actually played this year. Ready to see how they're gonna mesh with Russell Westbrook. To see all three of those guys play together, Phoenix looks scary. I won't lie to you. I didn't think it was gonna work, but Phoenix looks scary, man. And this is my reaction, baby. The NBA is back, baby. You know, Devin Booker and Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, they score points and they score points very quickly. You know, of course, you're always gonna come down to how is this bench gonna be able to hold up? They got Nurkic over there as a big man and some other cat over there, man. You wonder, is that dynamic going to be enough to keep Phoenix afloat? But let me tell you something, they're going to be able to outscore a lot of teams. I'm very anxious to see how Dame and Giannis look together. I'm going to be on the lookout for that. As I mentioned, Zion plays where the Pelicans play tonight. I don't know if Zion is going to be participating. He should. He's been off long enough. My boy Derrick Rose looked very good in his debut with the Memphis Grizzlies, scored 13 quick straight points. And I'm anxious to see, once Ja comes back from his 25-game suspension, how they're going to look at how D Rose can rub off on Ja Morant and make him just a stronger player than what he already is. Of course, Luka's with Kyrie. Of course, the Lakers. The Lakers look pretty good. They finally got a bench around them. They got some shooters to play around LeBron. LeBron took it real easy yesterday, but I know once the season ramps up, he's going to be ramping it up as well. We're going to see if AD is going to keep his promise to try to play all 82 games. We all doubt that. Of course, we want to see the defending champions come out in the Denver Nuggets. I'm a little nervous for them because they didn't get too much better. And you want to, shore up that bench. You don't want to be, playing all these heavy minutes on your starters. It's a lot of teams that look good. Boston look good with Drew Holiday. We don't know what the James Harden situation is going to be with Philly. Ben Simmons actually played with the Nets and looked pretty damn good. I mean, it's a lot going on. Will the FIBA games have its positive effect on Anthony Edwards? Everybody's comparing him to Michael Jordan. I don't know what the hell everybody's smoking, comparing him to the GOAT. But hey, to each his own. Just don't talk about sports. If you ever said that Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan, don't talk to me about sports. That's all I ask, man. Yeah, it's been good, man. Like I said, I'll be back starting in 2 weeks. I'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we can talk about everything sports. Last but not least, we got a big fight coming up too on October 28th, man, between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Is going to be, I believe, in my eyes, the second big cross match fight that we're going to have. Tyson Fury, of course, being the heavyweight champion in boxing. I believe Francis Ngannou is a former heavyweight in UFC. As you guys see, man, Tyson Fury has not lost. He's only had one draw, and that draw came against Deontay Wilder. And we know what happened to Deontay Wilder in fight 2, that he got demolished. It's going to be an interesting fight. I don't know if I'm going to pay any money to watch this fight, but definitely I hope it's a good fight. But I hope that Tyson Fury doesn't get hurt, because as I mentioned, there's a chance now to unify the heavyweight titles, and he's going to be fighting Alexander Usyk. And I would love to see the heavyweight title get unified. Like I mentioned before, we haven't had a unified heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis, and there's never been a unified heavyweight champion during the 4-belt era of the WBC, WBO, WBA, and IBF heavyweight titles. I'm interested to see all that. Your boy is here for you to give you my 2 cents on what's going on in the sports world and who sucks and who doesn't, who's basura and who's lights out. That's what we do, baby. Hey, love y'all, man. Make sure y'all tune in next Tuesday, 7 p.m., 7:15 p.m. I try to get home as quick as I can, but I love y'all, baby. And hope you guys have a great one, my brothers and my sisters. I am equal opportunities. I got love for everybody. And you already know the slogan, baby. We gone. There's a bigger fight going on. There's a much bigger agenda than the streets. And I know sometimes it's hard to see that far in front of us, but we have to look past the illusions, look past the delusions of grandeur, and look at the bigger picture. We need to become better versions of ourselves each and every day. Fight for what you believe in. Because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. We just getting started, baby. You guys know the slogan now. Hope you all have a great evening. And we go.